It's time for another signing for the Worcester Railers ahead of the 24-25 season. This one's a returner from last season. Ryan Dickinson is back in a Worcester Railers uniform. Dickie, good to see you again. How you been?
I'm good, Tim. How are you?
Not too bad. Been hanging out here in Worcester all summer. I'm caught it when we got on the call and you talked about it, but I got to ask you again. You cut the locks off. You had this long flowing hair last season, but it's mostly gone now.
Yeah. So we actually had Blade's wedding this past weekend. So I wanted to make sure I look nice for photos with him and uh just clean it up a little bit. So
No, that's good. We'll get the hockey here going again in full effect by the time the season comes around. But no, it's great. So talk about that. Now, obviously, it's been this whole summer here for you. Just talk about how the summer's been going. Otherwise,
yeah, summer's been good. Just kind of been working out, skating, working after all that's done, and then just getting out on the course with some buddies for some golf.
no, I know you said you're back in Michigan right now. Talk about the guys you've been skating with, groups you've been going out with, and just getting ready for the season with.
Yeah, so we actually have a nice little group that works out in my hometown in Brighton. So that's been great for, off ice training. Um, on ice training's gone well as too. And then we actually have like a pretty competitive summer league here in Brighton. So that's just a bunch of our buddies who get to go out and it's like a bunch of college, pro, junior guys. Blade's on the team. Howdy plays in the league. Yeah, so it's a bunch of guys I get to see around the rink. It's been awesome.
Nice, a couple of familiar faces, familiar names. Well, we're excited to be having you coming back here to Worcester. Talk about some of the excitement for you getting to come back to where you've started your pro career.
Yeah, so I was absolutely thrilled. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with Smo leaving and who'd be taking over. I was over the moon when I found out Bob was getting the job, and then I was fortunate enough to have a really nice conversation with Nick, and they expressed their interest in bringing me back, and I was really grateful to everyone in Worcester, the entire organization, the fans, everyone really made me feel like family from day one. So getting to come back, I didn't really have to think twice about it of what I was going to do for next year.
Talk about that relationship with Bob a little bit more. Obviously, the conversation with Nick and your relationship will develop as time goes along, but you got to work closely with Bob last season. He was working with a defenseman. Talk about your time spent with him.
It was awesome. From the day I walked in the building, I don't know if I've ever had a coach who cared so much about his players and, making them better in the game of hockey. So I was really grateful for that. Bob's the best, man. He wants the best for everyone. And I couldn't say enough good things about him.
So I guess sort of going off of that, you joined the Railers last season, midway through the year. One of the earlier college acquisitions the team made at SUNY Oswego, Division III college. Talk about that transition you had now a little further removed from your first stint in pro hockey. Talk about that transition that you made from playing over at SUNY Oswego for the Lakers and now being with the Railers, or having then gone to the Railers.
Yeah, it was a really tough decision at the time. I was really grateful to everyone at Oswego. I owe those guys a lot. But the opportunity to turn pro out of Division III and an opportunity to come in and play with a coaching staff who I knew was great because I had that relationship with Blade. Getting to play with your best friend in pro hockey. It was awesome. I'm very happy I made the decision I did, and wouldn't change it for the world.
That's awesome. Now, talk about your mentality coming into now your first full season. You get the full summer. You know what you're getting into, and you're getting ready for opening night on October 19th.
Yeah, I think I showed a lot about the game that I can bring. Just a hard, honest game, and just kind of, being mentally prepared to play that role over the course of a full season. So just making sure I'm doing the best I can with my body, my on ice work, just to be as consistent as possible throughout the duration of a year.
All right, now, Dickie, I wanted to ask you while we were down in Florida. I think it was right before Florida. Obviously, you're a big Detroit Lions fan, and there were a lot of guys on the team who's week in and week out were hanging on how far the Lions were going in the playoffs. So I got to ask you now, any predictions for this upcoming Lions season?
Super Bowl.
Super
That'll
Bowl
be the prediction.
appearance, they're gonna win it.
No, we're gonna bring it home.
All right, Goff's the guy.
Jared Goff is the guy.
Yeah, Campbell seems like he's done a good job too with the team. I feel like you and Krieger, Jenkins are all pretty amped up for the way the Lions were going.
Yeah, Dan, he turned that culture around in there, and very excited about the season. It'll be fun. I don't know if you've seen the receiver show, but
I've
I'll
not.
never. I had to turn it off because they were covering like Amon-Ra St. Brown was on the show.
Okay.
Then they got to the NFC Championship game, and I couldn't finish the episode. So
Yeah, that's tough. Well, aside from that, one of the last few things here for you here, looking a little more locally back to Worcester, just talk about some of the spots you're looking forward to getting back to here in the town.
um I'm ready to get back to the DCU. I don't think I'll ever forget. I think that was my first day there was Ice Cats night.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Yeah,
one heck of
so
an
I mean that
introduction to
barn
Worcester
was
pro
rocking.
hockey. Yeah,
So yeah. No, I liked going over to the Merc for food and the market. I enjoyed the market a lot. That place is great. So yeah, no, I'm excited to get back and get going.
very nice. Now, lastly here, Dickie, any final parting words, any message you have for fans who are excited to come down and watch the team play on October 19th?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys talk about it this far, and I couldn't agree more. I know we didn't get the result we wanted getting into playoffs this year, but seeing some of the new guys talk and, Patch, Welshie, I'm excited for a good year with all these guys, and I think everyone's coming in really hungry, and we've got a lot to prove this year.
There you have it. Ryan Dickinson is another signing for your Worcester Railers ahead of the 24-25 season. Dickie, good to talk again, and looking forward to seeing you come out to camp soon here.
Thanks, Tim. You're the man.